Hello Dragons! This tutorial is to review how to access your YouScience profile in order to explore the unique data about your natural abilities or aptitudes and interests. This valuable information will help you identify careers as well as how to plan your education after high school in order to prepare for these careers that you're best suited for. Once you have accessed your YouScience profile through the Infinite Campus portal, you will find a screen that looks like this. It's called Aptitudes. Once you click on the Aptitudes screen, you'll see a dashboard that looks like this. The first header is your natural talents, and these are a result of all of the brain games that you played when you took the initial inventory, probably in 10th grade. So as you're reading this information about you, you can actually click the Explore key, and it will give you much more in-depth data, particularly geared to how you answered the questions during that assessment. Once you have explored all that, you can go back. And at this point, if you are interested in looking at career matches, you can go ahead and click that, or you can keep on going down this screen. It gives you specific information about the personal approach on how you view goal setting as well as your careers. And again, you can click on the Explore link and see all of this particular information that is all about you. When you go back to the initial screen, scrolling down, it talks about how you are a team player and what your favorite approach is within that team setting and how that's important for the careers that you're well suited for. And then here, it talks about the different types of interest areas that you have and the types of work that interest you the most. This is going to look different for each and every person because it's very unique to how you answered the initial inventory. And at this point, you can view your career matches that fall under these ranges, or if you want to pause there, you can also go up into this 3 bars up here and click down to the Describing You key. This gives you some additional information, which is super helpful as you prepare for college applications, employment applications, or prepare for interviews. So here are some terms that describe you, because I have found that one of the things that is difficult for most students during application phases is hard for them to come up with really positive words to say about themselves. But this is actual concrete empirical data that has been gathered over 90 years of research based on your personality style and again on the way that you answer those questions. So these are very truthful, factual statements that you can tell an employer through that interview or application process or through that college application process, and gives them more specific data about how you really think and learn and behave. Here again, there are some powerful statements that you can use in resumes, letters, and essays. This particular area is about your approach to work. Down here, it talks about your interpersonal style or how you interact with others and how you perceive your time frame orientation. And then we go down here and explore how we use vocabulary, how we use inductive reasoning, sequential reasoning, your visual comparison speed, your ability to generate ideas, numerical reasoning, and how you visualize spatially. Make sure you just take a few minutes, since we have plenty of time this morning, make sure you're looking through those statements and gaining knowledge and insight about yourself. As we go back to this screen right here, we're going to go into the Career tab next. So these careers that pop up in the green have a very strong overall fit. So what this means for you is, based on the way you answered your results, these careers need your aptitudes and your passions. And you're going to see a broad range of careers in a variety of different clusters, and that's okay. You may even look at these careers and think, I really don't have that high of an interest, or I've never thought about that career before. That's perfectly fine. So what I want you to do is take a few minutes and look through these green or strong overall fit careers and find one that looks a little bit interesting to you. And then you're going to click on the View Career. When you do that, it's going to give you some great information about the educational investment that you will have to put into this career after you graduate high school. It gives you some ideas on how many job openings are projected to be by the time you graduate college, and the average salary ranges. Now, this is going to be dependent upon the area of the United States that you might be working in, but we can narrow that down further in a little bit. It will also give you some information about majors and programs for this career. So as you're really studying this information about this particular career, review the day in the life, look at the core tasks that are expected of someone in this field, and then you can drop down here and see how this career fits you personally. So these white dots are the minimum aptitudes and interests that this job requires for you to be super successful. So you can see in this case, this person has exceeded what the minimum is, which means they may actually get a little bored on that career, or it could actually mean that they're really skilled in that area. It depends. And then over in this area, you can see that maybe they need a little more experience in order to gain some aptitudes and interests in that area as well. Drop down here, look at your interest and how they match that particular career, and related careers that you might be interested in based on how you responded. The educational investment for some of your activities is going to be pretty important. So this will tell you that for the most part, it's going to require at least 4 years of educational training after high school. So it's probably going to be a bachelor's degree. And you can look and see here that at least 49% of the people in that field hold that bachelor's degree. 38% have a high school diploma or GED, which means that they probably also combined a lot of work-based experience and put a lot of time into that industry before they worked their way up to the knowledge level of someone maybe with a bachelor's degree. Looking at your educational summary for more feedback, and then here are some best majors or career programs. It can be a little confusing when people start to ask you, what do you think you're going to major in college? The major is a specific plan of study, very similar to our pathways that we have here at Jefferson High School. So these are specific items that you can look at, and you can actually click on them and get some additional information. So when you start to review colleges, you can actually search through college programs by these titles here. This is where you can actually look and see job openings and salaries around the United States. So here is some Georgia information. But let's just say you're getting real industrious and you want to check out what it looks like to live out in California and what the salary guides look like for out there. You can kind of play around with that a little bit. And then here by the industry, you can see how many jobs are expected by the time you're ready to go into that workforce. If you like this career, and this is something that you want to explore a little bit more, you can actually click Save Career. For some of you have activities this morning in which you'll be expected to save a few careers into your portfolio. You can always go back in and adjust those, but just make sure you know how to click that and save it. And if you changed your mind, you can always click on Save, but in this case, we're going to save it. So this is just a basic overview on how to access your results. Please spend some time really exploring. You've got plenty of time this morning during your activities to really go in depth with these career fields. You'll notice as you move down the screen back on your career page that we move into a blue field that's good overall fit. So maybe your aptitudes and your interests aren't quite as tight as they were with those green fields, but there's still something in there that you might be super interested in. As you further go down this screen, you're going to go into an orange field, which is a fair overall fit. So you may have a really super exciting passion for a particular field. For example, maybe music composing. But this fair overall fit, if we look on here, it might show us that even though we love it, we may not have the aptitudes, or we may have an overabundance of certain aptitudes, which means that we may not be suited because we could actually get bored in that field and our skills would be absolutely underutilized in those areas. So kind of take a look and see, because our goal is to find a career that is a good fit. And honestly, there are going to be many careers that are well suited to you. Again, it's finding a good fit for you that matches your current area of interest. And then what we want you to do, especially for the juniors, is we're going to go into this area called colleges. And I love this filter because you can actually look at the information that the career itself said was required in order to be career ready. And then you can filter it by, do you need 2 years or at least 4 years? in that field. And you can also filter in-state or out-of-state colleges, and you can also sort by the distance or a cost factor to where you currently live or what your expectations are for how much you want to invest in your college experience. So right now, I am currently looking at in-state, and I'm going to just look at the four-year colleges. And then what you can do is view a school, and it will give you a profile of this school, the admission rate, which means this is the percentage of applicants that are admitted compared to how many overall applied. Total cost of attendance, and this is for an in-state student. The middle 50% of the SAT, which honestly, it might be a little bit higher than that. So we always want to check the website to kind of make sure that that is actually current. But down here, it does give you a great breakdown on the gender breakdown, race and ethnicity, and how many students are in state and out of state. This gives you some great information on graduation rates and some how they select students for admission, some financial information, and here you have all of the information about the programs of study that are offered. So if you're interested in the school, you can, again, save the college to look at later, or you can unsave it. So the goal of today, if you are in 10th grade, what you're going to be really looking at is careers and areas of interest for you. If you are a junior, you're really going to be stepping up that game and making sure that the careers that you saved when you did your 10th grade walkthrough are still something that's really on your radar, and you still have them ranked in the order of importance for you. And now you're going to begin that journey of exploring, do I need a technical college or a 2-year school? Do I need a 4-year school? Or is this something that maybe I can prepare for during high school experience through work-based, dual enrollment, through apprenticeships, or through completing a pathway while I'm in high school? So you're going to be looking at these colleges because in a very short time, you're going to be narrowing down the ones that you're going to actually apply to during your senior year. So again, this is a brief overview. The wonderful thing about YouScience is you can access this on your phone through any website. It is a website-based portal, and I encourage you to get in this website and look at it as often as you can. Sit down with your parents and kind of have them review and get feedback from them as well, because they know you best probably. Also, don't be shy about making an appointment with your school counselor to review these results and kind of give you some areas that you could potentially explore as well. So have fun with it, put the time into it. It's a really great piece of information to help you future plan.